Hey guys, this is Ozzy from Wellness Hall Syndrome, where I provide unique views, advice, and stories for you, the passionate traveler. Alright, today I am going to do a different format because I just saw this news break out. If you are an American traveler like me who loves traveling, especially within the United States, the Biden administration is considering making people do testing when they cross each state. Before I get into this, I just want to say this channel is not a political channel. It is a 1% travel channel. It focuses on travel. It talks about travel. That's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less. I bring this up because one, some of you might be new, and two, I just want to let you guys know that I support, and this channel will support, and always will support, freedom of travel. Now, when it comes to this, I have the link down below in the description box. Check that out for yourself, see what they're considering. But in order to combat COVID-19, they believe the best way to do that is to make everybody who crosses a state test. I don't know how they're going to do that, because I got a few questions. My first question is, as a person who knows his rights, especially with the U.S. Constitution, my first thing is, how are you going to implement this with the 10th Amendment? For you who don't know what the 10th Amendment, that's pretty much states' rights. That means states have sovereignty to make laws or regulations for their own people within their state. So like for me, I'm in North Carolina, so North Carolina leaders here have the right to make laws and stuff that's not given to the federal government. So that's my first question. Another question I have is, people depend on traveling. If you read the article, a lot of the airline industries are complaining about this consideration because they are hurting right now. They depend on domestic travel, especially with not many people traveling internationally. So domestic travel is their lifeblood right now, and without that, with this hassle of getting tested every time you go to a state, that's going to hurt their business, and that's going to kill off a lot of jobs, because not that many people are going to want to travel. It's already difficult to travel today with the craziness called the pandemic, but that's the big thing, and they have every right to be concerned about having this be enforced, in which you have to test every time you cross state lines. My next concern about this consideration is, people don't cross the states just from flying. People drive, people walk. So are you going to make an exception for those flying, or are you just gonna be able to just get everybody to test? And that leads to my other question is, how are you going to enforce this with the limited resources that you have? I mean, you don't have enough people to get people to get tested, so I don't think that's fair, or it makes much sense to me to get people to test every time they cross state lines. It's mind-boggling as a traveler. I don't think they should do this. I don't think that my government should do this. If they do this, they're hurting a lot of people. They're affecting people's lives, and I hope they don't follow through with this. I think, as I said before, I am a supporter of freedom of travel. If you want to travel wherever you want to go, as long as you know the consequences of going to certain places and you accept the risk, then you go for it. You shouldn't be held back by anybody just because for safety or whatnot. I mean, like I said, everybody carries some kind of virus or something that affects somebody else every day. So I don't understand why this administration wants to push this, especially for travelers like me. I'm looking to go to Alaska this year, so I hope I don't have to do this just to go out to prove that I was not infected. And that's another thing I'm thinking about, because that just sounds like the government doesn't trust its own people, and I think that's just unfair. It's unjust, and that leads me to the next thing. I mean, now you're breaking. We're talking about Fourth Amendment laws. For those of you who don't know what the Fourth Amendment is, that's saying that you have a due process. You have a right to a due process. They have to prove guilt by evidence or through a warrant, which, I mean, yeah, in which the government does it. Some of you might say, well, it's for safety reasons and there's been a court case. That doesn't matter. I mean, that is saying that the government is finding you guilty of having something that they don't even know if you have or not. So I don't think this is a good idea for the safety of people. There's people out there, and if you read some of the part of the article, that just doesn't believe people should travel. I think people should travel if they want to, and I don't think they should be held back. But I just want to talk about this. I just want to get this out there because I think it's important that if the United States is doing it, we got some issues, especially when people are just feel like they need to get away. They just need to go somewhere. On top of that, you got people who got families who live in different states. I have families who live in different states, and I would like to go see them without the hassle of having to take a dumb test just to prove that I don't have it, which I don't understand. So I don't think this is going to go well if this administration considers about putting this through for Americans, thinking that it's going to save lives. I think it's going to make it worse. I think it's going to hurt lives. I think for many Americans, travel helps them deal with the stress. I know traveling helps me to relax, recover, and reassess what to do in my life, because I mean, I just love giving different perspectives and seeing different stuff. But I can cross my fingers. Right now I'm crossing my fingers, and I hope that this administration does not push this through. I hope they forget this and just move on to something on bigger issues other than what we're dealing with now. But freedom, travel. But anyway, I'm stumbling my words. I'm sorry. I'm just so furious just to see something be put in consideration. But anyway, I value freedom of travel. I think any passionate traveler should value freedom of travel. So let's just hope that nothing like this goes through.
Hi, my name is Ozzy Henry, and you're on my channel, Wonderless Awe Syndrome. If you like this video, hit like, subscribe, and share this video, and come along with my journey as I explore the world and sharing unique views, advice, and stories.